Great seeing you back for Devos today. All this week, we're looking into the subject matter of temptation, just being tempted. And this is something in which we have to fight with every day of our life. Look with me, this is our key passage here. And I'm not reading all this, but notice here, it says, we have the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. It says, this is not of the Father, this is of the world. Now, this week, today I want to talk about the lust of the eyes. Everything starts with the lust of the eyes. When we look at the lust of the eyes, I can resist everything but temptation. Isn't that true? Okay, so we can say, I don't care about this, and I don't care about that. But you have a temptation in which is like a monster to you. And you say, oh, God, please just take this away from me. My friend, you live in the midst of this world. So, God's not going to do that. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to begin to train your eyes. Okay, if you're having a problem looking at women, train your eyes, men, only to look at women in the eyes, in the face. Train your eyes not to look anywhere else. And I mean it. Stop watching movies that have lewd scenes in them. You say, well, there's not too many movies left. That's okay. Don't watch them. I mean that. Don't look at things on the internet that you ought not to be looking at. You ought to have somebody you're responsible to. There's programs for this. Coveted eyes and other things in which you're held responsible for the things in which you are looking at. Look at me in 1 Timothy 6:9. Those who desire to be rich, they fall into temptation. Okay, now we're talking about money. Into a snare and many senseless and harmful desires have plunged people into ruin and destruction. He said, well, I thought we were talking about the lust of our eyes. Well, there's people that lust with their eyes. They see something somebody drives. Oh, I just have to have that. I have to have that. Or they'll look at somebody's home and, well, I'd love to live in a house like that. Hey, let me give you a new goal. I'm not being mean here. I mean this. Why don't you take care of what you have? And I mean that. We need to pray, God, help me to be content with what I have. There's nothing wrong with having nice things. But let's say there's something that you want so bad. There's like a yearning in your heart and it's discouraging you. That's sinful. That's when you know that you've gone too far. Yeah, listen, I would rather drive an older car that I keep nice and clean than have some brand new car that's never clean. You know what I'm saying here? Why don't you fix up the nice home that you have? Now, if you can afford to get something new, you're not throwing it out there on credit, then that's a good thing. But don't give in to the temptation of your eyes. Whenever the grass starts looking greener somewhere else, it's time to water your own grass. Okay, so take care of your own stuff. Stop looking at other people's things. Look at Matthew 26, verse 41. Jesus said, now I want you to watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation. People of prayer, they're really walking with God. They can avoid temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. If you had a problem with drinking, don't go standing around people that you're watching drinking. If you have a problem with eating really, really nasty food, don't let that nasty food in your house. If somebody in your house wants that nasty food, make them keep that nasty food in their bedroom. I mean that. Because I find this, if there's something really bad there, and I've successfully stayed away from it, but if my wife keeps a plate of cookies in the kitchen, and I keep looking at them, I'm going to eat them, right? Okay, that's our human nature. So we got to get that out of our sight. Look with me down in Joshua 7, verse 27, talking about a man, he was put to death for stealing in the Old Testament. He says what happened. He goes, this is what happened. I looked at the spoil or the goods. I looked at the beautiful coat from Shinar and the 200 shekels of silver and the bar of gold, and it was weighing 50 shekels. I coveted them and I took them. You know what would have kept this from happening? If you didn't look at them. Don't look at it. You got to train your eyes. Stop looking at stuff that you ought not to look at. Look here. Temporary happiness isn't worth long-term pain. Say, God, this is, I'm dedicating my eyes unto you today.